One of the first steps you need to do is to develop or undertake your risk register to help you profile the risks and establish your focus. Spoken about this in previous webinars. Your risk register should identify the risks within each department of your business and evaluate the likelihood of that risk coming to eventuality and the consequences for your business if it does come to be. And by allocating a score out of 5 for each risk, you can then multiply them and establish an overall risk rating, highlighting the most significant areas, the most significant risks for you to focus on. So you're looking at the likelihood of it happening and the consequence of it happening, and then you end up with an overall risk score. And these are the different areas within the business that you should be looking at identifying all the risks in. If you don't have a risk register, we have a template for that we can give you at the end. Please just ask. I know I'm preaching to the converted here when we talk about embracing change. We've all been dealing with change for 12 months or more. But I just want to share a couple of mindsets relating to change to ensure you don't take your foot off the change accelerator quite yet. I'm sure you've all heard of Einstein's famous definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now is clearly the time to do things differently. So let's touch on here what we call the 5 A's of change. The first step is awareness that change is needed. And without that change, your business is going to be impacted. Are you aware of all the necessary changes? Probably not. We don't know what we don't know, right? Hopefully, by the end of today's webinar, you'll be a bit clearer on some of the changes you need to implement. The second A of change is acceptance. Acceptance to get back to business, to get back to normal. We must accept that we all need to make changes. The next A is action. And without action, there will be no change. We must determine the actions that we need to take as part of the plan for getting back to business and improving business. If you're anything like me, awareness, acceptance, and action is not going to be enough, though. We may have the best of intentions, but things get in the way if you don't make time to take those actions. And I feel that making lists and planning for things without properly implementing and being accountable is really a waste of time for the stuff at the beginning. We also need the 4th A of change, which is accountability. We need someone independent to check in with us, keep an eye on us, and make sure that our plan is up to date and make sure that we act. And the 5th A of change is most likely the most important, acknowledgement. Change isn't easy. So if we acknowledge and celebrate the changes we're making, no matter how big or small they are, it's more likely we'll maintain the actions and changes going forward into the future. The next mindset that will help us keep our change accelerator down is the results mindset, which I'm sharing with you here. We know that we can't keep doing what we've always done if we want different results. So how do we ensure we get the results that we want? First of all, we have to decide what we're going to do. We need to distill our thoughts, ideas, and plans into just 4 or 5 key goals for the year. And any more than that, we will run the risk of being overwhelmed. And I can honestly say I've been there, listing out many, many goals and good intentions, and just too much to deal with. Keeping to 4 or 5 key goals gives you a really good focus. Then, for each of those goals, we need to break them down into the actions we need to take to ensure we're going to achieve them. These goals and the actions form the basis of our new plan. Then, remembering the 4th A of change, unless we've got some accountability, it's likely that other things will get in the way. Life, work, all kinds of stuff. And the plan that you have great intentions to do and have spent time developing won't become a reality. And that's really sad. Having someone independent to hold you to account will make sure that plan is actioned and make sure that you do more than you otherwise would have done. These three components are essential to achieving your desired results. In other words, the power of your plan is all in the implementation.